like like pretty much the only 2 assignments that I did on, so do I have to redo them?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, the only thing is, Amarin, is I can add that in though. Like I'm not gonna replace if that's what you're saying. I'm thinking I'm gonna just add it in, and then if that's like, again, it's better than your baseline. If you did them well the first time and you want to do it well the second time, then you can increase your mark. But I mean, is there a section in there that you want to redo?
What was chapter 4?
Graphing quadratics. It was all quadratic equations, just graphing them, and graphing and factoring. But like, I'm certainly more than willing to, if you want, finish that off, and if you want to come in on an individual basis, Amarin, I would like make an appointment, come on in, and we can fix up whatever it is that you want to fix up. All right.
All right.
I'm just trying not to lose interest in you guys. Like, I'm trying to keep it so that you've got motivation to keep going. Ideally, I'd like to see us go until the end of next week, and then I'm okay with that. That's a good, right? So that would take us to the 12th. And then after that, it's kind of up to you. You probably got more work in other classes than you do mine, because we've been going at a steady pace here.
Yeah, because Mrs. Cowan said like the last day of school, like, or not, like her class anyways, like June 5th or whatever, like this.
Well, we're the last time we can put something out assignment wise is on the 9th of June, which is Tuesday, I think. And then, so after that, it would be like, I would stay with, I don't know. It's just kind of play it by how, like, look at, I've only got 3 of you on here today. So if I'm losing interest, if you guys are losing interest, then I'll just leave it out there for appointments. I'll stay on here for the rest of this week and probably till the 9th. I'll keep doing meetings till the 9th. And then after the 9th, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. Whether you want to come in and do more, sure. If not, if you're satisfied with what you got, then that's okay too.
Are you wanting to meet with every one of us? Because like,
no.
I'm not expecting that you would, but Miss Zhang, she wants to meet with every single one of us just to like check in.
No, I'm. I mean, well, look, I'm not going to turn you away. I absolutely would love to see every one of you. But I'm not asking you to come in. If you're in to see Mrs. Zhang, then for sure stop by and see me. But if you're having to make a special trip for me, then don't. No, unless you want to fix something up, that's okay. It's on you. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Did any of you have any questions this morning that you want to ask?
How will we know if our mark went up from what it was?
Aaron, in all honesty, the majority of your grade marks will be going up. I guess you'll know when you get your transcript. But I've been keeping pretty good records. Like I'm marking everything down, and I just can't publish anything for you so that you can see it. But I have everything, like all your marks are in. Like I'm keeping a record of them so that I have something to fall back on. And then if it doesn't look like it's going to go up, I'll look at a participation mark, because this group has been pretty phenomenal most of the way through until the last 2 weeks. In terms of participation. So I would expect your mark to go up. I can't tell you by how much, because I have to look at the records and see what you've handed in and go with that. Any other questions or concerns this morning, or Paige, you all right?
Would we be able to go through the chapter 1 review assignment that you handed out to us? Just so I know how I'm doing on that?
Just let me have a look here, Paige. I would ideally like to. Amron, are you going to turn that one in?
Number 1.
Yeah, last.
Probably. Because didn't you say we have to like do lives for June 17th? I'm just trying to get something else done. I've been spending lots of my time on it. But I'll leave right now then.
What's that? Sorry.
Yes, I'll try to get it done by July 17th, but I'll just leave this chat so you can go over it with this page.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because you're going to be able to look it up, right? Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I was thinking if you were going to get it in, I would leave it for a day or two. But if you can't get it done in a day or two, then I'll just leave it and you just, whatever. You can figure it out from there. Yeah, Paige, I can go through that chapter 1 with you right now. And Amron, you can watch if you want. That's fine too. I lost her. Okay, Tessa, how are you?
I'm good.
Any questions or concerns this morning, Tessa? I'm looking at probably going through the first that review assignment that I sent out last week. I was going to go through it with you this morning. Did you have anything from chapter 2?
No.
Okay. I just letting the others know. You can check it online, but I sent out a chapter 2 assignment today. That could be your last assignment. But if you wanted to fix things up, make an appointment and come in here next week, and we can look at some of your other stuff that you've done to up to this point, and we can maybe fix some things up. Okay.
Okay.
But so yeah, all right. I'll go through that assignment. I just got to find a copy of it here.
And Miss, oh, wait.
No, I'm here, Austin. Go ahead.
Brooke's texting, and she's freaking out because she can't figure out how to get on. So she said, "Please tell Mr. Newton that I'm wanting to get on, so he doesn't think that I'm missing."
Okay. I'll send her a message. What was which assignment was that? Why can I not find it? I should have copies of it somewhere.
It was the chapter 1 review assignment that you gave us to like make our mark for chapter 1 better.
Yeah. No, was it on? It was on sequences and series, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't. I'll pull it up on the computer here and look at it from the computer. All right. I must not have printed any of them off yet. All right. Spring 2020. Precalculus, chapter 1. Chapter 1 review assignment. Go. Okay. Yep. Bear with me. I got to follow along off the computer here.
Okay. Thank you, Austin.
You good, Brooke?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep. All good. Thank
Perfect.
you.
Okay, so 7, 12, 17, 22. And it says, give the general term. Okay, so in order to get the general term, I need T1, which is 7. I need my D, which in this case is 5. So I go T to the N equals T to the 1 plus N minus 1 times D. I'm talking to the board again. I'm learning as I go here. All right, so 7 plus N minus 1 times 5 So the general term for that first one is t to the n equals 5n plus 2. All right. Now, when we did it the first time around, I generally was okay with you getting to about right here, as long as you substitute it in. But since we are reviewing it and we're doing it over, I'd like to see you break that down. So to get it to t to the n equals 5n plus 2. All right, so that was the first one. And the second one, t to the 1 is minus 8, and it looks like my d is negative 4. So t to the n equals negative 8 plus n minus 1 times negative 4 minus 8 minus 4n plus 4 equals minus 4n minus 4. So there's my general term for the first two. All right. And again, I'll go through this fairly quickly, so if you need me to slow down, by all means, just ask. Consider this sequence, 7, 14, 21, 28. Determine what term each of the following are. All right, so I've got 98 is equal to t to the 1, which is 7, plus n minus 1 times d, which is also 7. Okay, so subtract 7, I got 91 equals n to the minus 1 times 7. I would divide by 7 myself. You can multiply it through, add it, and divide anyways, but just dividing it right here. So that's going to give me 13, I believe. 70 and 21, 13, yeah. Minus 1, n is equal to 14. All right. And the second one was 378. Was 371 divided by 7. No, I don't have my calculator. Do it quick. 371 divided by 7. So 7 into 37.
53.
Thank you. 83. So therefore, n is equal to 54. Where is my calculator? There it is. Okay. Good stuff. We're all right so far? All right. Determine the 10th term of an arithmetic sequence in which the first term is 5 and the fourth term is 17. So the fourth term is 17. So 17 equals t to the 1 plus the fourth term being 17 means my n value is 4. So when I subtract it, I get 3d. And the 10th term. Sorry, I want to do this again. I always put my highest term first. The 10th term of the arithmetic sequence. Oh, I want the 10th term. Oh, rats. I just messed this up. Okay, let's do that again. 17 equals. It gives us the first term. The first term is 5. Lovely. Plus 3d. 12 equals 3d. D is equal to 4. T to the 10 is equal to 5 plus 9 times 4. So 5 and 36, 41. There's your 10th term. Okay, so the fourth term was 17. The first term is 5. And then n minus 1 is 4 minus 1, which is 3d. Solve for d. D equals 4. T to the 10 is equal to 41. Okay. And question 4. Oh, we need the sum of the arithmetic sequence. So the sum of the first 10 terms. So s to the 10 is equal to 10 over 2. 2 times t to the 1, which is 6 in the first one, plus n minus 1, which is 9, times my d value, and my d value in that sequence is 3. Like that. So I have 5. 12 and 27 is 39. 195. I think that's right. Okay. So to find the sum of any arithmetic series, I go 10 over 2, that's n over 2, 2 times t to the 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So t to the 1 was 6, 10 minus 1 is 9, 3 is my d value, put it all together. And then I need the 12th term of the next sequence. So s to the 12 is equal to 12 over 2. T to the 1 in that next sequence is also a 6. Plus 11 times negative 3 is my d value, I think. 630, yeah. Okay. So that's 6 times 12 and negative 33 would be negative 19. So that is 114, negative 114. Okay. All right.
Did you multiply like 6 times 12 times negative 33?
Okay, so I have 2 times 6, which is 12, right?
Right.
And 11 times negative 3 is negative 33. So negative 33 and 12 make negative 19.
Right.
Am I missing something?
No.
Okay. Just order of operations. Did you mess that up?
No. Isn't that negative 21?
I got
I see.
negative 21 too.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. As soon as I said it, it was out of my mouth. I was wrong. Good for you. Okay, so then that's negative 126. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. Agreed.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. My own mess up. All right. Okay, question 5. Concert hall has 10 seats in the first row. T to the 1 is 10. The second row has 12 seats. T to the 2 is 12. Oh, sorry, if each row has 2 more seats than the row before it. Okay, so then that means that my d value is 2, right? And then it wants to know how many seats are there in the entire concert hall if you have 30 rows. So s to the 30. So we're doing exactly the same thing that we just finished doing. So s to the 30 is equal to 30 over 2. 2 times 10 plus 29 times 2. 15. So that's 20. That's 58. That makes 78. 15 times 78. 1170. All right. Next question, 6. A culture initially has 5,000 bacteria. And the number increases by 8% every hour. All right, so here's the interesting one. So we're now into geometric sequences. And on this geometric sequence, it increases by 8%. So how do I show 8% as a ratio? I have to look at it as not 8%. I have to look at it as 108% because I have exactly what I started with plus another 8%. So I have 100% of what I started with, add on the 8%. So my ratio for this question is 1.08. Okay. And so it says how many bacteria are present at the end of 5 hours. So T to the 5 equals T to the 1. N minus 1 gives me 4. Okay? Excuse me. 5,000 times 1.08 to the exponent 4. (6,802.445) bacteria. Determine a number, determine a formula for the number of bacteria present in N hours. There's your B answer. That was pretty easy. Okay. Number 7. Number 7. 6, 9, 13.5. What is S to the 10? Okay. S to the 10 equals. All right. I got to go back into my book. Got to find the sums again. I never remember the sums for the geometric ones. Here we go. Geometric series, the sum is T to the 1. All right, here we go. So our T to the 1 is lost my train of thought. T to the 1 is 6. So I have 6 times my R. I think my R for this question is 1.5. Okay, and then I have 1.5 minus 1 equals. So I have 6 times bracket 1.5 exponent 10 minus 1 divided by 0.5 equals. $679.980 is my sum. Okay. 7B. I'm looking for S to the 9. My T to the 1 is 80. 1/2 to the 9 minus 1 over 1/2 minus 1 equals. So 80 times bracket 0.5 exponent 9 minus 1 bracket divided by negative 0.5. $159.6875 is my sum. All right. And then the next one, we get into infinite geometric. So infinite geometric series T to the 1, which is 8. And is it 1 minus R or R minus 1? I think it's 1 minus R. Yeah. So 1 minus 1/2, which is 16. In B, I start with 3/4. And I have 1 minus 1/2. Austin, you all right, or you got a problem?
I just have a quick question, and I just noticed it, but I looked back on the YouTube. For the last question we just did, 7B, wasn't the R 0.25 like a quarter?
Was it a quarter or was it a half? Oh, it was a quarter. Yeah. Thanks, Austin. You're
Sorry,
sharp.
I noticed it so late. I feel
You're
bad.
sharp today. You're on the ball. That's good. Keeping me honest. So that's a quarter minus there. So now I'll do that one again. So that's 80 times bracket 0.25, 9 minus 1 divided by negative 0.75. Good enough. So did you get 106.666?
Yeah.
It's creepy, but sure, works. Okay, thanks for picking that up. It's all good. Okay. So back to this one. Sorry about that. Everybody's got that. 106.666. Okay, so then this one is 3/4 over 1/2. 3/4 times 2 over 1. Going to be a okay. Austin, check it now so I don't go to the next one.
That's for 8A.
B, 8B and A and B. A is at the top and B is at the bottom.
Okay, yes, sorry. My screen was cut. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay. T, what does it want? Arithmetic sequence, determine the following, the value of T1 and D. Okay, well, T1, 7 over 4. D, is 1/4, no. Subtract 3/4 by the looks of it. So it'd be a negative 3/4. There's my D. Write an explicit formula for the general term. So T to the N equals 7 over 4 plus N minus 1 times minus 3/4. All right. So T to the 1 was 7 over 4. N minus 1. D was minus 3/4. Distribute that through minus 3/4 N plus 3/4. Minus 3/4 N, 7 and 3 make 10, 10 over 4. There's your explicit formula for 9C. All right. Number 10. T to 1 is equal to 3. R equals 2. Explicit form for the general term. All right, so T to the 1 is 3. So there's my explicit one. I don't know why that's 2 marks, but it is. And then it asks us to find T to the 11. Three times 2 to the 10. 3,072. All right, next. I want the 11th term, the sum of the 11th term in which I have T to the 1 is 3√3. This is 11 over 2.
Mr. Newton,
Yes, Paige?
I think you missed 9C, where it asks for T20.
I don't have that on here. I have T11 and that was it.
Oh, maybe you have a different version.
Oh, no. Oh, I see. Yeah, no. You're right. Okay. So that was for this one over here. Right?
Yeah, it was for the last
Okay. Yeah,
question.
I did. You're right. 7 over 4 plus 19 times negative 3 over 4. So 19 times 3 is, this chord. 19 times 3 is negative 57. Negative 57 and 7 makes negative 50 over 4. Does that sound right? Negative 50 over 4? Or 9C?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Somehow I got negative 12 and a half, but I probably got it wrong.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're good.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's all right. All right. Yeah, if I divide these two, I get negative 12 and a half. Okay. All right. Now I'm back to this guy. So that was 11 over 2. And I've got 2 times my first t to the 1, which is 3 root 3, right? And then plus 10 times my d, and my d in this case was negative 2 root 3. So I got all kinds of a mess here. So 11 over 2, let's just leave that as is for a second. This is 6 root 3 minus 20 root 3. So I'm going to change that to 5.5 minus 14 root 3. 5.5 times 14 minus 77 root 3. I think that is your answer there. Anybody want to argue it?
Looks good to me.
That's what I was looking for, Austin. All right. Okay, we're good. And 11, 12. The sum of the first 2 terms of an arithmetic series is 15, and the sum of the next 2 terms is 43. What are the first 4 terms of this series? All right. So this one's interesting. So if I take t to the 1 and I add t to the 2, I get 15. And then the sum of the next 2 terms, so t3 plus t4 is 43. So I'm going to do this one a little bit different. All right. I'm not sure. There's probably an easier way to do it, but here's what I'm going to do. Okay. To go from t1 to t2, I add d, right? So I'm going t to the 1 plus t to the 1 add d is equal to 15. Okay. T3 and T4. So T3 is, I got to get this straight in my head, is t to the 1 plus 2d, add, and T4 is t to the 1 plus 3d, and that equals 43. So I'm down to 2 variables now, t to the 1 and d. So on the top part here, I have 2t to the 1 plus d equals 15. Down here, I have 2t to the 1 plus 5d equals 43. All right, I'm going to subtract these two. That's giving me 0, that's giving me minus 4d, and that's giving me minus 28. Then I go d equals 7. So now I have d. So using this first guy right here, 2t to the 1 plus 7 equals 15. 2t to the 1 equals 8. T to the 1 equals 4. T to the 2 is equal to 11. T to the 3 is equal to 18. T to the 4 is equal to 25. There's my answer. All right. And last, unlucky 13. Be an arithmetic series. The sum of the first 5 terms is 70. The sum of the first 11 terms is 352. Determine the values of T1 and D. All right, so this one's a lot more complicated. So the first 11 terms is 352. So I go 352 is equal to 11 over 2, 2t to the 1 plus 10d. And then, well, let's simplify this guy a little bit here. So I have 352 is equal to, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to times this by 2. So that's going to give me, what is that, 700 and, man, my math is lousy this morning, 704. Yeah. 704 equals 11 times 2t to the 1 plus 10d. 704 is equal to 22t to the 1 plus 110d. Okay, so that's the first one using the sum equation. The second one using the sum equation is 70 equals 5 over 2. 2t to the 1 plus 4d. 140 equals 5. 2t to the 1 plus 4d. 140 equals 10t to the 1 plus 20d. All right. So I have now 2 equations. Equation A and equation B. And some way, somehow, just got to keep going here. I've got to use either the elimination or substitution method in order to make this work. 20 doesn't go into 110. But if I change this, if I multiply that by 2, that gives me a 220. All right, so what I'm going to try and do is use my elimination method. So this one's going to look, the numbers are not pretty here. Although if I did divide, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide everything right here by 10. So my new B equation then becomes 14 equals t to the 1 plus 2d. Then t to the 1 is equal to 14 minus 2d. So rather than using the elimination method, which I could use still at this point, probably easier, but I'm going to substitute that into t to the 1 on the other side here. So I'm going to take equation A now, and I'm going to go 704 equals 22. And instead of t to the 1, I'm going to put 14 minus 2d plus 110d. All right. So 22, 308 minus 44d plus 110d. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 308 to that side. And then I'm going to divide by 66. And I got my D value is equal to 6. So there is a lot of work in this question. So I know my D is 6. Substitute it into here. T to the 1 is equal to 2. So determine values of T to the 1 and D. T to the 1 is 2. D is 6. What is the sum of the first 30 terms and the sum of the first 50 terms? Okay. So I'm just going to extend this. Okay, so S to the 30 then is 30 over 2. 2 times 2 plus 29 times 6. So I have 15. So sum of the first 30 terms I get is 2,670. So that's 4. This is 174. 174 that makes 178. 178 times 15 is 2670. Oh. Excuse me. And the last is 7,450. And there you have it. All right. Questions about that assignment at all? Need me to go back through any of those questions? We're all good? Okay. All right, so a couple of you weren't on here earlier, so I'll just explain what I explained earlier, and if you have any questions, please ask. And just going to end the stream on YouTube.